Now that the summer 2014 has unofficially begun, you may be scouting out locations for your next big family adventure. Why not consider our country's most historic national park? Professor Joe Allen from SUNY Buffalo's Environmental Studies program regularly brings his students to Yellowstone National Park, and he joins us now to share his unique perspective about all the wildlife there is to see out west. Professor Allen, you and your students have taken all the photos that we were just looking at over your several trips to the park each year. You kind of go for a more hardcore experience than a typical family vacation, though.
Yes, the park is a unique laboratory for the study of predation. It's a study of ecosystem recovery. We do spend a lot of hours outdoors from 5 in the morning until about 9:30 at night. So it's not really hardcore, but it's unbelievably spectacular to see wolves, bears, eagles, and all grades of park prey that these animals use for their sustenance. We get to see some of the non-living features of the park, the geysers, but the terrain and the area around Yellowstone is unique in all of the world. It's the oldest national park, and the uniqueness of Yellowstone and the ecology in Yellowstone is without a doubt the most unbelievable place you could ever see.
And it's always changing the ecology. Maybe someone went there with their family when they were a kid. Now they have their own kids. How has it changed over the time that you've been studying it?
In the middle of the 90s, the wolves were reintroduced back into the park. And up until then, there were no wolves since, 1927, the wolves were all killed out of the park. And they were reintroduced 70 years later. The wolves have had a dramatic impact on the elk population, which has increased beyond the carrying capacity of the park. So the wolves have started controlling the elk, which has meant that the vegetation and the other aspects of the park, from streams to vegetation, has started to rebound. And so the park is starting to again look like it was in the 1800s prior to the removal of the wolf. Every ecosystem needs top apex predators, and the wolves and being added back to the population in the park has made the park a more complete area. And to observe this from your car, to pull off the side of the road and observe this going on is pretty spectacular. And
you obviously see this from a very academic type of standpoint. What kind of experiences do your students gain when you take them to this treasure?
They're required to do a lot of reading, and they read a lot about the implications of putting the wolves back. But also part of that is to understand what has occurred after the wolves. And so they go in with an academic background. They're reading about these places in the park, and all of a sudden they're there and they're seeing it. And I've never ever taken a person there that wasn't changed by seeing it in actual living 3D, cold, wind-blown, rain-driven.
Better
natural.
bring a raincoat with you if you're going to go. But you have a big trip coming up this summer that you don't even have to be a UB student. Anyone can sign up to come.
Anyone can sign up for this. It is a non-credit bearing course. We're staying in cabins, and we'll be doing the same basic thing on a non-academic, more of an observational basis, which includes, again, looking at wildlife. We have guest speakers, and it will be a more fulfilling trip, I think, for adults than it would necessarily be for students on a non-academic basis.
Hey, it's like a summer school course and a summer adventure all wrapped up in one with Professor Joe Allen. If you're interested in this trip, you can visit www.ubthissummer.buffalo.edu. Thanks so much for coming in and sharing a little bit about Yellowstone National Park, and safe travels to anyone that may be traveling anywhere this summer.